Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. So, I want to talk in this first video about some things I was talking about in the comments in response to a video that I watched. We got to talking in the comments as usual on YouTube. You know, the content creators that are not too cocky and arrogant, they talk to you in the comments, and I'm one of them. So we was talking about black people in general, like what can be done about all of this dysfunction and the tomfoolery that we seeing in the predominantly black areas. Like where I live at is some white people, but it's predominantly black. And back in the 90s, it used to be like a really good area. But now it's like a bunch of panhandlers. And like you see them, and I'm gonna talk about this too. And by no means am I putting them down. But people be on Facebook and on the social media talking about Wakanda forever and all this other stuff. But it's like excuse me, ain't no Wakanda forever, man. You gotta find the dog man. Remember the dog man? Where on the first Black Panther, where the white people came in, he instantly didn't trust them. They got to bargain and got to like talking about him. And then he was the one that saved Black Panther when Killmonger threw him off the cliff. You need them dog men. Them the ones you live around. Them the ones that you need to deal with. You know, not people who are poor and don't want to do anything about it. And then when you get with the dog man, then you go back and try to start seeing what you could do. But you need them dog men in case something break out. You know what I mean? Like even going to the Avengers movie. The dog man, when they was running to fight Thanos, the dog man was in the front. Like when Thanos snapped, the dog man, he disappeared too. So when it didn't show him disappear, but he disappeared because all the people that came back were people that when Thanos snapped, they disappeared. So you gotta find them. You can't save a dude that's steeped in thuggery. Like if he comes to you, like let's say you're a preacher and you got a church, that's your opportunity to try to get him to turn his life around. But if they don't come to you, you got to just avoid them and leave them alone. Because by you being in the same place as these guys, when they see they ops and they get to fighting and get to shooting, people get to throwing stuff, you might get physically harmed. And if you get physically harmed the wrong way, now your financial livelihood is in jeopardy. Let's say you get caught in the crossfire, you get shot in your knee. So get off of that Wakanda forever. And some of these people that be saying this stuff, they don't even think right. Like, I know somebody was telling me about somebody that was telling them that if somebody come in your house, you shouldn't kill them. That could be like a future child of God. Listen, people ain't repenting like they used to. People, hey, this is not 1997. People do not, let me show you. This coming from a preacher, eyewitness. In the late 90s, that was the boom of the Christian church because that's when people was still like repenting and remorseful over their deeds and stuff like that. Now what people do is they try to dox you and find fault with you, or they try to argue with you. Like they could be like just saying the dumbest stuff. Like one guy was trying to argue with me about the existence of God. You goofy. How you get here? Okay, okay, you got here on your own. So let me see you create a human body. Y'all been watching too many Frankenstein movies. The only person that can create a Frankenstein is the Most High. But so the person was trying to convince the other person to just, if somebody rape you, just let them do it. And they also said, and I'm only using the word as a figure of speech, it's just a word. So they also said that if somebody comes in your house to steal, you should just let them have it. See, this is that liberal thinking that's destroying the world. See, we as human beings, we were created with a thing called a conscience. And the way you work on somebody's conscience is you got to hold them accountable and get them to hold themselves accountable. Like sometimes you have to give out a punishment. And this is coming from somebody that worked in halfway houses, jails, been in welfare buildings. I've been around dysfunctional like groups and dysfunctional people. You have to give them a consequence. You have to give them a punishment. You can't let them just do whatever they want and act like it's okay, because it's going to get worse. Their behavior is going to get progressively worse. And what y'all doing with this Wakanda Forever stuff and we all brother stuff, like, let me tell you about something. So it was this guy that he's a major gaslighter, and I knew it. Like, he a major gaslighter, right? So when I worked in detention, this particular guy was always pushing his limits. Like, was always trying to see what he could get away with. He was like a two-faced guy, very like feminine in his ways, right? So right before, okay, I had a rule, and it was really not my rule. It was a rule, universal rule. People just was weak and didn't want to enforce it. So, like when they came in there, people were getting bullied out of their food. So, what they were doing to be kind of sneaky about it, they was trying to like do unfair trades with people they were bullying in terms of food. So I said, no trading, no sharing food, because I knew they was bullying, right? So these guys were in this program called MCAP. MCAP is you're not getting no serious time. They're going to try to rehabilitate you, get you to think different, and then they're going to let you go home. Why this goofy? Know how I am. Know how I run my units, my pods. The day before another guy was finna go home, knowing how I am, he traded food with him. As if he was trying to say, man, Howard ain't gonna mess you up from going home. And I ain't gonna lie, I really was thinking about it like, man, why would he do that dumb stuff? He finna go home. So I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I gotta stick to my guns. I gotta be consistent. So I gave both of them what's called a restriction. And the other guy ended up having to stay for like a couple more weeks. So what? He shouldn't have did it. He knew better. He knew how it was. This is what people do. They try to test you, hoping that you be sympathetic. But what y'all gotta realize is just because we all black don't mean we need to be overly sympathetic. When people cross your path, you're supposed to be colorblind. You're supposed to protect what's yours and protect your loved ones. Care about that, you black, we all brother. No, we not. My brother don't steal from me. We all brother. How is a thief a brother? Like how? And I'm going to tell y'all, this might just off the subject, right? Y'all know the FBI is enforcing. But here's the thing about them. They worried about who going to be the next leader more than criminals. I'm telling you, I kid you not, I see the same car everywhere I go. It's 6-something in the morning. Car comes riding past my house. I'm over here far away from my house. That car just came riding past again. They worried about the wrong stuff, man. And this is why we can't expect law enforcement to like keep the peace, because they worried about not making sure it ain't no Marcus Garveys or none of that. What we got to do is we have to, and there's the car again, came past again. Just like the third time. It probably has me on recorder. If you got me on recorder, I already know that I'll be seeing you everywhere. I'm going to show y'all one day. I'm going to show y'all the car. Watch. And then what I'm going to do is, when I see it again, I'm going to show y'all again to prove what I'm saying. But we have to, like, those of us that's not committing crimes, or even if you have rehabilitated yourself fully, like people be on YouTube trying to judge people by what they did in the past that they not even doing no more. Of course, I should have showed y'all that car just went past again. So anyway, so some more weird stuff happened. Y'all know I told y'all. Silver Impala with tinted windows everywhere I go. But I don't know though. I don't know. I mean, some things are a coincidence, but everywhere I go, like I went over here on, it's a street called Lover's Lane. I was in an apartment complex delivering some stuff. And that car was right. I was backing up to go and leave. And that car was right there again. So those of us that don't steal, those of us that are clean, trying to live upstanding life, trying to get this money, trying to raise our kids right, we got to link with each other. We can't worry about dudes just listening to all these rappers just trying to kill everybody. We can't worry about them. We need to link together and figure out what's going to be the next move about that. I ain't going to say too much on Facebook, you know what I mean? But enough is enough. Like people, like here in Milwaukee, you can't even, like I don't go to Afrofest. If it was like kosher and it was cool, I would go. I didn't go to Juneteenth. I never go to Juneteenth. I barely even like going to the lake or the fairs. Because these guys, guns, I'm tough. See, oh, hold on. Let me prove how tough I am. Everywhere. Ruining everything. Guns don't make you tough. Catching bodies don't make you tough. Catching bodies is going to get you judged and you're going to have a severe punishment in the lake of fire. You going to have to explain why you felt that you should have took that person's life. I know the preachers are scared. They're about money. They're not telling you this. They're rejecting the prophets. So, and then the prophets that's telling you this, like me, shadow ban. All these people are going to get judged when